Why should I fear that beast looming nearby? I took a deep breath, letting it rush through my being, slowing my heart rate. I shut my eyes against the nearly blocked out sun, the rhythm in my head beating deep and heavy. It was so bright here, just before the enveloping shade of a storm. In this moment, I relished the dark redness of my blood pumping hard through my eyelids, and the talking drum that was so much like the beat my brother would play on his own drum. His playing used to bring everyone together, told them to come and listen. The rhythm in my head reminded me. I remembered those wonderful festivals where everyone would put down their phones and tablets and windows and make a circle around him, and he would play and play, feeding their souls, fortifying them, translating the strength of our ancestors into something we all could consume. In my teens, I could only lie there inside the house, unable to move, straining to hear his music. But I knew, even from out there with all those people listening, my brother was talking specifically to me with his talking drums, pushing me out to distant places to meet with my ancestors and gods. I rubbed my temples. My body felt different. From a distance, I heard a howl. Something was about to die. Surprisingly, after all that had happened, I was still steady. It hadn't been that long, but things were coming to a head. What a relief. Let it come. The darkness of looming clouds is worse than the storm. I opened my eyes. I grasped the handle and pushed the cracked glass door. I threw myself into the arms of my fate, as I have been doing for decades. And this time, I didn't look back. Because to see him asleep on that old, inflatable mattress would break my heart a second time in a matter of days. To meet his eyes in the eyes of the only two of his people he had left would make me weak. So I left them. I stepped outside and looked up. The whole world shivered into a new reality, one I could grasp. Chapter 1. What kind of woman are you? 48 hours earlier. It was late when I got home. I switched the light on in my bedroom, and a startled gecko rushed up my wall and tried to hide near the ceiling. "Oh, not today," I muttered. Then I spent the next hour trying to catch it. Thankfully, the thing escaped out the window. Wall geckos have always bothered me, and the thought of sleeping with one in my bedroom made me angry. On top of this, my headache was back. I knew I wasn't going to sleep well. I drifted into normal sleep just as the sun was rising, I think. I don't quite remember. I was in my bed facing the window, rubbing my temples. My headache wasn't ready to let up, thumping its drumbeat as if it wanted my spirit to go somewhere else. I was gazing across the Abuja building tops. There was a go-slow in the distance, and I remember feeling glad that I didn't have to be in it. These days, I rarely had to travel on the highway anyway, thanks to the auto shop being only 2 miles away. My world was comfortably small. The sunrise was a warm one, the breeze wafting into my open window. I liked the heat when it was hot. I felt languid, effortless, good. I slept naked, unbothered by mosquitoes. They never seemed to like me. A hawk soared past my apartment window. Or maybe it was a vulture. The beating in my head seemed to surge. "Ah!" I groaned, rolling over. Then I was watching my ex-fiancé Olaniyi's back as he walked out the front door into a lush, undulating jungle. A fantastic drumbeat rolling up the green, red, and yellow leaves of trees and bushes. I looked up, and the sky wasn't really the sky because I was dreaming. It was like looking at a sky that was a blue leaf under a strong microscope, and you were zooming and zooming in to see that it wasn't a blue leaf at all. It was millions of blue eyes that made up the leaf.